What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. So today we are getting back to work on the YZ250 build. So if you guys remember from the previous videos, I went ahead, got these hubs all powder coated in this awesome anodized blue color. And then today I'm super excited because I got a brand new set of wheels, brand new set of spokes, and some brand new tires that we're going to be putting together to make these wheels awesome. I'm also going to be talking to you guys about the suspension today. So I got some really cool plans for this that I'm excited to share with you guys. But the main focus of today's video is really going to be the wheels. I think the wheels can make or break the look of a bike, so I'm super excited to see how these wheels come out and show you guys what I have in store for them. But the first step, I'm going to go ahead, press some new bearings into these hubs, make sure they're all ready to go on the bike. So Allballs sent over some wheel bearing kits for this YZ250, and I was excited to use these because I've used these before on the 125 and they're great kits. I'm going to use them for some other stuff on the bike. But I quickly figured out with these hubs that these are actually aftermarket hubs here from Tusk. So they're not going to work with the stock YZ250 bearings. They're going to need actually a different size bearing. But that is cool. We're not going to actually worry about the bearings anymore today, just since I don't have the Tusk ones here. We'll just go ahead and start lacing these up, and then I can worry about the bearings later. So Tusk sent over some spokes for this bike. So this is just the front here. They also sent over spokes for the rear. But you got your nipples here, and then they got the blacked out spokes, which is sweet. You don't have to worry about getting spoke wraps or anything like that to black them out. I also use Tusk stuff on the 125 for the wheels, and really a fan of their products for wheels especially, so I'll have them linked down below in the description if you guys want to check them out. But the main reason why I went with these spokes is just because they're blacked out, and they're also 20% stronger than the OEM, so definitely recommend them. As I use these parts, I'll just put them down in the description for you guys. But I'm going to go ahead and I'll start lacing up these hubs here. Alright, and here's the Tusk Impact front wheel. I can't wait to see how this baby looks laced up to the hub. So we got the wheels all laced up here, and I think they look really good. I really like the black Tusk Impact wheels on these blue hubs with the black spokes. Came out super good so far. But the next step is just to get these balanced. As you can see, all these spokes are loose and not tightened, and we want to make sure they're balanced as I tighten them down. So the next step is to get it onto the balancing stand. But we can't actually do this without the bearings in it. So what I'm going to have to do is just put the old bearings back in, and then I'll just switch those out when I get the new ones in. Alright, so this truing stand here is also made by Tusk, so I'll have this down below in the description as well. I'll take the wheel here, and it's pretty easy to put it on the stand. So you'll just insert the wheel, or the shaft into the wheel bearings, and then you'll lock it into place just using an Allen wrench. So the first step, once you get the wheel up on the truing stand, is I'm just going to go around and tighten these up. So you can see they're really loose right now because I just put them on about 2 turns. I try to keep it even as possible when I start, so as I tighten them down, they're even. But what I'll do is just do 1 full turn on each of these and keep going around, and then as I get closer, I'll switch to like a quarter or half turn. And you basically want to do this until the spoke is seated in the wheel like this one here. So all the spokes are pretty loosely seated into their grooves here, but the next step is we got to make sure that the rim is balanced side to side and up and down. So when I went around, it was try to keep it as even as possible. So this isn't that bad for like a starting place. Sometimes you'll have a lot more wobble than this. But what I'll do is I'll move our pointer here on this truing stand, and I'll just find the point where the rim starts to rub up against it, and that's how I know. So right about here it gets worse, and that's how I know where the rim's off to the left. So what I'll do to correct that is the 3 spokes on this side, so every other spoke on the right side of the rim, I'm going to tighten these up, and it's basically going to pull the rim to the right and hopefully get rid of our wobble side to side. So I'll just go around and do this a few times. Obviously if it's off to the right, I'm going to tighten the spokes on the other side. And you'll probably have to go around and do this 4 or 5 times until it really settles down. So now all the side-to-side movement is pretty much out. So I'm going to go ahead and try and focus on the up and down. So the up and down is really easy too. You'll just put this bar all the way under here. And then I'll stop the rim for just a second. Lift the bar up to where it's just below touching the rim. Okay, so we're getting a little touch right here. So what we'll do is we'll tighten about 4 spokes here on the bottom, just about a quarter turn, and then we'll go straight across to the top and loosen these if they need to be loosened at all. So basically what that's doing is it's pulling this side towards the hub and this side away. Alright, so this rim is all balanced here now, but now we gotta make sure all the spokes are tight. So what I'm gonna do is take each spoke, do about a quarter turn, and then I'll skip 2 spokes and go to the 3rd spoke here and then do a quarter turn. And I'll do this all the way around, and then every couple times around I'll check and just make sure that the wheel hasn't shifted at all. Alright guys, well this front wheel balanced out really nicely. It doesn't have a lot of movement, so I'm going to go ahead, switch up, and do the same steps on the rear wheel. Alright guys, well these wheels are all balanced up and they came out really good. Super happy with the color combo here, and now it's time to go ahead and install the tires. But before I install the tires, I actually want to show you guys what I have planned for the suspension real quick. Here is all the suspension parts on the YZ250, and what I'm going to be doing with these suspension parts is sending them to Steely Off-Road. So that'll be the forks and the rear shock. I'll be sending this over to Steely Off-Road. That is the same company that supplied the flywheel weight for this build. So they do a ton of off-road stuff. I'll have their website linked down below in the description if you want to check them out to get parts for your bike, or if you want to send your suspension over to them. But what they're going to do is get these forks here, valve for my weight and riding style, which for this bike will be an enduro riding style. And then also you can see we got leaky fork seals. So I'm going to be sending them a new set of fork seals that All Balls supplied us with for the bike. And then also for the rear shock, I don't have the piston and valve stack actually installed into this right now, but it's all powder coated and Cerakoted, ready to be sent over to them. And they're going to do the valving, and then also the Pivot Work supplied us with a rebuild kit here. So definitely check out Pivot Work and All Balls. I'll have them linked down below in the description as well. They're really good companies for rebuilding your brakes, bearings, anything of that nature. But if you guys are thinking of doing any upgrades to your bike, I definitely recommend starting with the suspension. It's really important. It's going to make the biggest difference for you early on, especially on a used bike. Super excited to get all these parts back and see how amazing the suspension comes out from Steely Off-Road. So stay tuned for that. But right now, I'm going to go ahead and we're going to check out what tires we're going to be throwing on this bike. Since I'm running everything Tusk on these wheels, I'm just going to go ahead and use one of their rim locks. So for the tire here, I'm super excited about this. I'm going to be running Tusk brand new Recon hybrid tire. And basically what's cool about this is this just released a few months ago, and Tusk has been working on making one of these for a long time. So what it is basically combines a Trials tire and an MX tire, and you're going to get a super soft rubber compound that's going to be really grippy off-road in enduro settings. And going to be great on stuff like rocks, climbing over logs, anything you're going to encounter on the trail. Also, I did switch up from the stock 19-inch rim and tire in the rear to an 18, which is great for enduro as well, just because you're going to get more torque and a meatier tire. So super excited to try out this new tire from Tusk and let you guys know what I think about it. If you guys want to check it out, it'll be down in the description with all the other stuff. And this Bridgestone ultra heavy duty tube here would definitely help with pinch flats. All right, so I'm going to go ahead, put this brand new tire onto this awesome wheel, and we should have the ultimate enduro tire setup. So I'm super excited to see how this all looks together. All right, in the front, guys, I'm going to be running a Michelin Starcross 5. This is a really good enduro tire as well. All right, well, this tire came out absolutely amazing, guys. I'm super excited to get these tires onto the bike and see how the bike is gonna perform with these. If you guys are curious on how I got this tire mounted, I really use this lubricant a ton, this Yamalube lubricant. It makes things go a lot simpler. I'll have this down in the description, and then all these other tools if you guys were curious about what I was using. Alright guys, well that is going to be it for today's video. Thank you for watching to the end of the video. I think these wheels came out absolutely amazing. Super psyched to get this bike together. In the next video, we're probably back on the engine. So if you guys want to see if this bike come together and the engine come together, make sure you're subscribed to the channel. Also, if you guys want to see behind the scenes content, make sure to follow me on Instagram, and I'll see you guys in the next video.